So I've had the idea to launch a YouTube channel for over a year now. And for some reason, I just never could really bring myself to do it. It takes a lot to put yourself out there. But I believe nothing in the universe is coincidence. Not one thing. And I've had this thought for a few days, a few months, and it was a late addition to my day, but I guess I am on a mission right now to get my first YouTube video out into the world. So, with that said, I'm going to dive right in. And I'm using my deck. I do things a little bit differently. I have a playlist that is on shuffle that is, almost 300 songs long and has been curating for over a year. When I get nudges is what I'll call them. I add some things. Some things have gotten added on accident. Some things are just random Shazam songs that I find. Anyway, moral of the story, it's another layer to a reading. I believe that nothing that happens in a reading is coincidence. So, like if Penny, you'll hear her, starts barking, it's a confirmation to me. And with that said, I only take cards if they flip or fall. So, we have our first one. I have a 5-card spread. And I'm going to pull 5 of these cards, and then I'm going to clarify with traditional tarot. And what these do is they give you a little bit clearer template or slate that we then fill in the details with using tarot. Because the tarot carries a few more energies, but I feel like the point of these cards is to, when the reading's all said and done, you then have an angel number that kind of has its own meaning. So if you start seeing it around, essentially, I am trying to attribute that to a meaning. So numbers now carry even deeper meanings than just the vibrations and energies of them. And energy is a term I'm going to use a lot, and it can mean a lot of different things. So we'll clarify it as we go. But just so you know, energy is the most politically correct way I can refer to just about anything that you may hear me talk about. So the first card out is what's powering the situation. There are 5 cards. What is powering the situation? What is the root or source of the problem, situation, whatever's going on? And the power here is number 77, but this is actually like 777, so this is a super lucky card. Also, in the reading I did this morning, I don't know why I banged these. I think it's just, again, nothing is coincidence. But it's in reverse. And when my cards are in reverse, it doesn't mean that it's the opposite like it would be normally in tarot. For me, it means that somebody else is doing it. So if the dot, there's a dot on all the cards. If the dot is facing away from me and I'm like the hypothetical querent, it means that it's happening to somebody else. You may be feeling the, waves of it, the repercussions, the ripple effects of it. But it's not you doing, or it's somebody else in the story. So in this case, the root of the problem is somebody else is analyzing or looking closer at something. This card is also 7. Oh, it's a lot of 7. See, there's Penny. Something about 777. Maybe somebody here is a gambler. 777. Something is significant about 70s. And another duplicate. I don't know if you can see the clock, but 440. I mean, 44 is a special number to me for its own reason. But if you'll notice, I look a lot at symbols, signs, deeper meanings of everything, and I'll point them out when I feel that maybe you should be paying attention to them too. Themes, things like that. I don't know. You'll know it. I'll call it out when we get there. But so someone is looking at something, scrutinizing. Analysis, skepticism. I feel like somebody is being like FBI search. Not literally. It could be. Side note. If you aren't familiar with channeled messages, all I'm going to say is that I can't necessarily always take credit for all the things that I say. And you can take that however you want. The next card out is what's changing the situation. And it is lust. The Knight of Wands in my deck. The lust is changing. Interesting. Next is what is going to be illuminated in the situation, and it's release. My Queen of Swords. What is blocking the situation? What is blocking this situation? Again, they have to flip, they have to fall. What is blocking? Karma wanted to come out, but it kind of snapped. It didn't really take. Karma in my deck's also Justice. Ooh, that's too many. I only want to take one, but we have Inspire, Humility, Destiny, and Talent. Someone had to fail because part of your destiny is learning to pursue what's for you, even if it doesn't go as planned the first time around. Ooh, this is a good read. What is blocking this situation is love. But the thing that just came to mind, if his love is being a block, I learned the hard way that there's more to love than loyalty. And, I mean, family love. So this may not necessarily be a romantic partner. This could be family love. Because in family, you're supposed to love them unconditionally. But the thing I learned about family love is that there's no such thing. It's very, very... it's a manipulative mindset of love. Because you feel obligated to do things. That's what the word I needed. I needed to be able to... If you feel obligated to do something, and it's not genuine and true... I feel like there's a fine line between like a healthy family respect, maybe? I don't know, Rocket Man just started playing, so I got super distracted. Also, I'm a space cadet, and I'm all over the place. It reminds me of this one reader I watched named Cindy. I can't think of her actual handle, but she's so cute. And I'm a lot of things, so... Sometimes my thought flies away. It'll come back if it needs to, like Rocket Man, you know, it happens how it should. Maybe I was getting on the wrong path, and maybe this is a completely romantic love, and I was wrong. Anyway, either way, it's blocking the situation. And it's also in reverse, which means it's somebody else's love. So maybe somebody else is saying that it's love, when really it's not, it's manipulation. Maybe that's what it was. All right, and what's going to come to balance in this situation? What's going to come to balance? But we have love and lust on the board. What's going to come into balance is the Empress, creativity. And that's amazing because the Empress came out in the first reading I posted. Along with love. So there's a lot of love here. And nothing is coincidence. Out of 100 cards, I got 2 of the same cards in the second reading. Alright. So now that I have my 5, let's clarify. 444 in the clock. Rocket Man playing. Elton John Rocket Man. And rockets are assigned to me. So signs and synchronicities are something that I work with a lot. That's kind of how I first started really being open to the idea of communicating with something that isn't on this earth anymore, is through just consistent, persisting things within my days. And I mean, feel free to inquire. I have a page, it's called Stepiphenie's Wake, so feel free to get hold of me there. Or Instagram, Stepiphenie's Wake, or Stepiphenie's Grid. I know it doesn't really roll off the tongue, so I'll definitely put it in the comments. But, yeah. I don't know, my thought flew away again. There's a lot going on. Oh, signs and synchronicities because of rockets. Ha! No, I don't want to tell that story right now. Hard work and analysis. The 8 of Pentacles. Someone is looking closely at all the work that they've done. And maybe it's making them a lot of money, but it's not making them happy. So, perhaps what's powering the situation is that they've immersed themselves in work. Next up, we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is clarifying lust. I feel like... Also, we have the Emperor and the Empress on the board right now. Because in my deck, creativity is the Empress. I feel like somebody had a lust for the idea of what their life should be. And I do believe that this is now family love, but not family love in the way... Actually, let's not get too far ahead. Backing up. I bet you that the Emperor, because the Emperor is authority, the Emperor is the utmost, you know, he's the leader of his empire. The Empress can help, but the leader The Empress is an influence. The Emperor is the authority. The Emperor gets to make the decision, just like the King and Queen in chess. And it's actually really funny because the Queen is the most valuable player on the board in ability. But it's the King who wins or loses the game. So I feel like this king has an interest, or excuse me, this emperor has a warped perception of what he was expected to do and how it relates to what he wants and feels is right for him to do. And I'm only saying that, I'm saying him specifically because we have the Emperor and the Empress on the board. So that is an absolute divine counterpart. I don't know if you believe in twin flames, if you've heard of them. Again, Stepiphenie's Wake, if you want to talk about it, get hold of me. It's a trip. You learn a lot about yourself. And then when you finally meet somebody and you get scared because you don't understand how they can know so much about you, and it's because you don't really know that it's only because they've experienced the exact same framework of lessons, because they are your other person. They're your other half. It's different. I actually just read something the other day about octopuses, how there was a method, not a method, but a theory or a myth. That's what I needed. A myth about how humans are, or no, God is an octopus. God is an octopus, and that's why when he split them in two, humans have 2 arms and 2 legs, and love is about finding your other person, and because octopus have 8 or whatever, I think you know where I'm going with this. I actually do have a special thing for octopuses, and cogs, since we were talking about signs a little bit earlier. Yeah, anyway. Back to this. This emperor had a different lust for life, and he thought that he had to build his empire a certain way. And I feel like he's realizing now with this release and the Queen of Swords after being cut off from something really, really important. Let's see. What was he cut off from? We got 2 flipped right out. Ooh, he was cut off from his own plans. Or they just didn't go as planned. The Tower and the 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands is making a plan, kind of looking down the road is how I kind of see it. The world, he's holding the world in his hands, like the world is my oyster. But I think that the oyster, okay. Some people become peacocks just for the pearls. So this person is working their ass off to build an empire that they don't want. And after they lost what's important to them, they had to really evaluate every single thing that's what the analysis is. Oh, that's really cool. They had to reevaluate every single thing they thought they wanted because something happened where they were on a plan, they were on a trajectory, they had these steps in motion, they had been working on this plan. Maybe it was more thought out than I'm giving them credit for, but something happened. And a Knight of Wands is like a player energy, so maybe something happened that was supposed to be like temporary, and it was just something that after it was cut they realized how bad that maybe that's what they wanted instead of what they left for. But it doesn't mean they didn't have to go on the journey. What is this love? Can you clarify the love? Because we have love and lust, and it's love that's blocking this. How is love blocking this situation? What's changing is lust. Maybe it's changing from lust to love. Lust from the Empire. The Empire, wow, I keep calling him the Empire. The Emperor is lusting for something completely different. And then with release, what's coming to Illumination? You don't know what you got till it's gone. You don't know what you got till it's gone, and then it was gone, and he had to look at it from afar, and then he couldn't handle it because the Queen of Swords cut his ass. Haha. That's funny. Love. So how is love blocking the situation? The Queen of Swords. Again, the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Because They're in something they don't want to be in. And the song is called Uh-Huh by Jade Bird. Wow. Somebody chose the wrong one. We have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords got left. So in my decks, the Queens both have their pros, okay? All the cards have their pros, just like all the cards also have the other side of the coin. There are two sides to every coin. It's universal law of balance, lots of balance. If there's a heads, there's got to be a tails. If there's a light, there's got to be a dark. If there's a shadow, there's got to be the sun. You know, like, there's two sides to everything. So in my deck, the way that I interpret my cards, okay, my Queen of Swords in upright is intelligent, quick, sharp. In reverse, she's just quick. She's just curt. She is not necessarily mean. She's just sliced. Like, you're done. Sorry, you're done. The Queen of Cups in reverse. The Queen of Cups is generally very emotional and intuitive. And she's elegant and soft and graceful. I'm seeing, like, I kind of get this feel of Alice, or who is it? The White Queen in Alice in Wonderland, when Anne Hathaway plays her, they're just like very like, ha. And in reverse, she's somebody who's just ugly inside and out. She's somebody that when she spills her own drink on her like makeup falls off and she's just like left being herself, which isn't pretty. And none of us are pretty all the time. Like I got that, but I'm just saying I'm trying to convey the energies that I attribute to the cards in all of their meanings. So. Someone picked the wrong one. Someone picked the wrong one. I love it. And, oh my gosh. Saints and Sinners by Flogging Molly is next. Okay. So, what's going to come into balance? What's going to come into balance is creativity, and it's also the Empress. Now, what I love about this, aside from the fact that the Emperor's here, the Queen of Swords is on here twice. This Empress, creativity. Can you clarify this creativity? How is it that creativity is going to be brought into balance? What creatively is going to be brought out to balance? That's way more than I want. So we'll look at them. The Knight of Swords, Four of Cups. Somebody needs to experience that miracles can happen. Somebody needs to understand that the Four of Cups to me is like things appearing out of nowhere. I have a card that flipped, but I want to finish talking about this. It's like things that can come out of nowhere. It's, I mean, there's multiple meanings, but on the card, there's a little cloud that's like popping out with another cup, and the card meanings could be, you know, being apathetic, uninterested, looking for a deeper meaning in life. But I also remember that it can be a surprise gift. And it makes sense when you look at the picture because that one meaning does not line up with the rest of the meanings of the card. So when you see this cute little, I know I'm getting close, this cute little like cloud poof that's coming out with a magical cup, where are you? Anyway, there you are. See, it's like, surprise. To me, that is the silver lining that sometimes good things can appear. Something that can take you out of your slump can just be like, ta-da, here it is. It's possible. So this is a creative way for the universe to teach somebody about miracles. Maybe somebody doesn't feel with Saints and Sinners playing. Maybe somebody doesn't feel like they're worthy. Maybe somebody feels like they've done too many wrong things, or that they're just always on the wrong side of something. But if you keep thinking like that, your thoughts become things. And positivity precedes positivity. So does negative. It works that way for positive and negative things. So negative things will often precede other negative things. Which is why they say a negative mindset will never get you a positive life. I feel like somebody right now thinks that it's over and done with. They think that they can't. Yeah. Ooh, with the moon, the 10 of wands with the moon. Somebody thinks that this is just too heavy to bear, that's too heavy to carry. And it's been too long, or they're too far in the dark. With the moon, it's like secrets, things that... But what somebody doesn't understand is that the memories, the nostalgia, the feel-goods are enough to carry it through. They just gotta step up and make something happen. They have to make it happen. Somebody needs to step into their magician pants. This Emperor. Hot Tea by Goose. This song is so good. Goose right now is probably the #1 band I want to see because I've missed live music for a year. But this song will get you dancing. This is awesome. Anyway, whoever this Emperor is, if you're in the tough situation and you're trying to figure out what you're calling, if what you're calling love is really love, I encourage you to go and think about whatever memories that you're thinking on. I don't know if it's with the Queen of Swords or the Queen of Cups. I don't know which one you're stuck with. Maybe you had to cut one of them out. Or you felt that you needed to cut one out, but you really didn't. Because remember, queens are influence, kings are authority. So maybe you felt that you needed to cut one of them out, but then you never actually could. And so then you tried to move forward, but you couldn't leave the one that you had cut. So follow where your mind goes when it wanders to its memories. So with a little creativity, that's probably the Empress you're supposed to be with.